Hey everyone, it's Mona here, Klatch, and today we are going to make a Resin Owl wall hanging. This is what I found. I found it at Hobby Lobby. It's a silicone owl mold, and I thought it was super cute, so I thought I just had to give it a try. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a highlight on the eye, and I'm going to use some white paint. This is that multi-surface paint, but you could use just regular acrylic paint. Either or is fine. Just putting a nice dot on both eyes in about the same spot, and I'm going to let that dry. Here's the owl, and I've mixed some Easy Cast, and I'm going to separate it into a couple of different cups. Now the first one I'm going to do is a yellow, and these are the Resin Obsession colors. And I just need a little bit because I only have a little bit of resin in here. So let's see how that works. Pretty color. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully drip this into the beak. Okay, now I'm going to pop the bubbles and let that part cure. Okay, this next one is going to be the black for the eyes. I'm going to add a little bit in there. Okay, now I'm going to drip this into the pupil part of the eyes. I want to be careful not to run over the edge, and hopefully keep them even. I'm going to run the lighter over that. And this last one I'm just going to add white. And that's going to be for around the eyes. Okay, and now I want to carefully pour it into the area around the black. Now I don't want it to go high enough to where it comes into contact with the black part of the eye, because then they'll mix together and things will go all wrong. Okay, I think that's about as even as I'll get it, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to hit it with the lighter, pop the bubbles, look at it again, see if I need to add anything. And I'm going to let all of this sit for 12 hours, and then I'll come back and we'll move on to the next step. So this is cured, and the yellow is a little bit more transparent than I had expected. So all I'm going to do is take a little bit of acrylic paint and paint the back of the beak. I just don't want to put a different color behind it and then have it lose the true yellow color. It's time to work on the owl, and I have mixed some more resin, and this time we're going to be doing some green and white. I've got about 2 ounces, and I think that'll be plenty for what I need to do. And I will start with a green. We'll see how it looks. I'll add a little bit of white. So that's the green we have. I like it. I'm going to pour it very carefully and slowly into the area that's around his head. And then it kind of spread around. The problem that I do have sometimes with these molds is this line or this ridge is not deep enough, and all of a sudden it'll start to overflow quicker than I anticipate. I do want to make sure it gets all the way up into the ears. Alright, so I'm going to add more, and I can go over the beak because we're all covered there. Okay, I'm going to add a little more over here, and I definitely mixed too much resin. Once you get it all in, hit it with your lighter, pop the bubbles, and then let it sit. We're going to let it sit for at least 12 hours before we come back and do the next layer. I'm going to use some green paint to do some polka dots on this raised area because I know I won't be able to paint it perfectly, but I want it to have a little bit of definition. And polka dots are always easy. This has dried. This is dried. Okay, I have 3 ounces here of the resin, and I'm going to mix some bright pink and some white. It looks a little bit like strawberry milk. I'm going to pour it over. I'm pouring it over the eyes. I'm pouring it over everything. And I'm not really sure I have enough. I probably should have gone 4 ounces. Okay, now I'm going to hit it with the lighter. I'm a little bit concerned about the eyes because that didn't cover as well as I'd hoped. I'm going to do another couple ounces, try to match it up as well as I can. Otherwise, I might have to do a little creative mixing within here. So it's not the exact same color, but it's pretty darn close. I don't think anyone will be able to tell. I'm going to pour it right over the eyes because that's my main concern. Hopefully that's enough to cover it. Hit it with the lighter and then let it cure. Now we need to add a hook. I have a 16 gauge wire from the hardware store. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to loop it just like this. Okay, and I'm going to put it right here on the owl. You want to make sure it's not going to go past the top of the owl when all is said and done. So I'm going to take some super glue that dries pretty quick. I'm going to put it right on here. You want to make sure it's sticking up out of the resin because you want to be able to hang it. And if you lay it flat, you're going to cover it and that won't work. So I'll hold it in place until it catches. I have about 3 more ounces of the Easy Cast, and I still didn't get it quite right. So there must be a very high point in that mold that just doesn't seem like it is. So I'm going to mix my colors. I'm going to try to get it pretty close. If not, then we're just going to have a very interesting little marking on our owl, which is what animals have in real life, so that'd be alright too. You just can't stress about it. Okay, now I'm going to pour this in here to embed that hook. We'll let it spread out and we'll see if we need to add any more. Hopefully we're good. Now we'll hit it with the lighter and we will let this cure a minimum of 12 hours before we come back and unmold it. And then you'll have a cute wall hanging that you can hang right up on the wall. So it's time to unmold the owl, and I'm very curious what that front part is going to look like. So here he is, and I actually kind of like that dark area around it. And I like the polka dots on here to give it a little bit of a different look. And I don't mind either that the feet are the same color. I think he turned out super cute. Or she. Here's the hook so you can hang it. Let me bend it a little bit. So now you can easily hang it on the wall anywhere in a bedroom or wherever you want an owl. So be sure to let me know what you think of the cute little owl in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching and sharing and liking and commenting on my videos. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And we will definitely see you next time. In the meantime, stay safe and happy crafting.